Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Rafael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Oh my goodness, Yvonne, what an incredible Friday because I get to spend it with you. How are you this morning?
Excellent. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. And for me, it seems like every day is a Friday.
Well, every day's a happy day. So if it was Thursday, I'd say happy Thursday.
Absolutely. I love the topic that we're going to be talking about today is because we're breaking free, not just from anything, but I think one of the most important things is limiting beliefs. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And these are some incredible tips that you're going to be sharing with us. I'd love to hear more.
Excellent. And if you're listening and you're like, what does that mean, limiting belief? Not everybody has heard of it. Not everybody's heard of boundaries other than like the boundaries in your country or like the basketball court. A limiting belief is anything that you have within your subconscious mind or conscious. You may or may not be aware, though, if it's in your conscious mind. It's a belief system, a set of thoughts, a set of conditions of what you think about yourself or what you think about your life or the world of what's possible for you that holds you back from your greatness, from what you're born to be, your authenticity. And so we'll talk more about that. But if you're curious, what is a limiting belief? If you've ever felt stuck, if
Mm.
you're suffering, or if you feel like you've plateaued, if you have an excuse for anything, there's probably a limiting belief behind it.
Here's a question that just kind of crept into my mind. How do limiting beliefs creep into us? How do those happen?
Absolutely. So, whether you believe in like yogis and ancient wisdom or modern science, it is now proven that we're energy.
Mm.
Human beings are energy. We have skin. It's kind of overrated because our energy goes in and out of it. When you are born, you're perfect love and light. Right? I have a called I am my company's called LimitlessYou, and every single week I have what my tribe's called the weekly masterminds, and I showed them this picture of a sperm and an egg and inception, and there is light in this scientific picture, right? Like it's like psh, light energy. And I'm like, is there room for a brain right there? Is there room for a body? Is there room for a car, a house, a job title, bank account? No. From the beginning, you're pure love and light.
Mm.
And what happens is as you grow, you have an imagination. You have a beautiful mind. So there's this quote from Voltaire that says, love is furnished by nature and embroidered by imagination.
Oof.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You are the love is a canvas furnished by nature and embroidered by imagination. You are the canvas, Sifu. If you're
Mm.
listening, you are the canvas. You are pure love and light. Your imagination used to be pure.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
we were young, we were fearless. We didn't have anger or guilt or shame or fear or self pity. We didn't have any of that. So our belief system when we were born was all about love and light and
Mm.
embroidered by this beautiful imagination that you see in little kids. What happens is the world happens. We get conditioned with get these type of grades, look
Right.
this type of way,
Mm.
get this type of medal in track and field, act like your friend, dress this way, sit this way. You get what you get and don't throw a fit. Like listen to me. You know why? Because I'm the parent and you're the child. We get all these messages saying that our voice doesn't matter.
Mm,
What we're thinking, believing, dreaming about, it doesn't matter. You need to look like this and do this. So the long answer to your question is we get conditioned by not listening to that light within us. We
oof.
get conditioned by not discovering what that light is within us or what the power is within us, what we're capable of doing. And we get conditioned to believe like we got to look outside of ourselves and we got to be like something outside of ourselves.
Mm,
That's how we get those limiting beliefs because we get limited, right? We get limited by what is it that's outside of you? We get limited by being something other than what you were born to be, right? Because that's why I named the company LimitlessYou, because you are
love
limitless.
it. Love it.
You are limitless. You
Yes.
really are. When you try to be something outside of yourself, you limit yourself.
Oof. So powerful. I got to tell you, when you talked about the image of the sperm and the egg, and the first things that actually get created once that unity happens is cells, and then after that is nerve endings. And I teach autistic kids also, and I had this kid. He's 24 years old, and he can come in and he's a sweetheart, and then other times he comes in and he's a terrible two, if you will. And one day he goes, "This is getting on my last nerve." And I said, "You mean you only have one nerve left?" He got even madder at me. But he's such a beautiful soul, because he's autistic, yet sometimes he'll act 7, other times he'll act 2. So I don't know which one I'm gonna get. And one of the things that I always talk to him about is when he says, "I can't do that," I said, "Use the word yet. You can't do it yet, but I have faith that you can because
Absolutely.
you're incredible." Right?
Absolutely.
And so I'm always trying to instill this natural power that he has that sometimes he doesn't tap into because he maybe other people don't see him the way I see him.
Yes.
And he's a beautiful soul. And for me, when I see somebody who um, it kind of hurts my heart when I see somebody who doesn't hit their full potential because of so many different limiting beliefs.
Absolutely. And your story, Sifu, if you're listening, you're probably also someone at some point in your time that has said something that limits you. Your subconscious mind actually doesn't know what's outside of you. It
Mm,
knows the words you give it and the thoughts or the pictures you make in your head. So you don't have to be a young man suffering with autism to limit yourself with your words and your thoughts. This is something we talk about all the time in my community. This is not just like positive self-talk. This is neuroscience. Do not say or think anything you don't want to be true because your mind's job is to make it true.
mm,
Your mind's job is to attract what you say and what you think. So just catch yourself. It's okay. Sometimes I'll even say, "Oh, whatever, I'm tired." I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna say that because then it's my mind's job to make me tired."
That's right.
So this isn't lying either. People are like, "Well, Yvonne, I don't wanna lie to myself." I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm saying stop lying to yourself. Don't say anything that's not true or that you don't want to be true.
Mm,
So what you were saying, adding the yet is beautiful. Sometimes our mind doesn't even hear not or yet. I would say the things that you want to be true are coming. I would say in the past, I was struggling. Now I'm aware. Now I'm
yeah.
taking back my power. It's so important because your subconscious mind has had your limiting beliefs, that system you may not even know about, most people don't,
Mm,
since you were younger than 10 years old.
yeah.
Most of what you say, do, think automatically, 95% of it by the time you're 35, a little bit less if you're less, but most of it was done before you were 10. So your mind's been convincing you of these limiting beliefs for many, many years, unless you're 12. then it's only 2 years. But
Right.
most people that are listening to this probably not 12. So you need to recondition your mind. So at LimitlessYou, we have 3 steps. It's easy to remember. The first is realize, not with just your conscious mind, but with your subconscious. That's what we're beginning to do today, right?
Right.
The second is recode. This is what you have to do on your own. What do you want? What are your dreams? What are your desires? Not just, I don't want to feel this way anymore. Well, your mind doesn't hear don't, it hears feel this way anymore. And what if this way is sad, angry, depressed, anxious? That's what it hears. You say, I am choosing to feel empowered. I am choosing to take actions that serve me, right? You need to put your energy into what you want, not what you don't want, because you have to reconvince that belief system. It doesn't happen overnight. It can happen much, much faster when you do something like what we do with our clients, which is hypnotherapy and memory reconsolidation. You can take a quantum leap and it can take less than 2 months. If you don't do that, start small. Start by only saying and thinking the things you want to be true. And if something comes up, right, and you say it and it's accidental, that's totally fine. Just correct yourself. Like, oh, what I meant to say, if you begin to say it in a conversation, stop yourself, change it.
That's right.
Who cares what the other person thinks? You'll actually probably inspire them because they're going to be like, well, why did you do that? And then you tell them. And then you start to surround yourself by people that are also trying to get on that high vibration frequency where we're not limited.
Mm-hmm.
And that's key for sustainability. Surrounding yourself by people that are removing their limiting beliefs and are starting to behave as their limitless selves.
Oof. I got to tell you, when you talked about limiting beliefs and the mindset and the words we use, I've had clients come in and they go like, oh, I'm so tired. I said, stop right there. I said, I never want to hear you say you're tired, because if you're tired, you're not going to put all the work that you need to do right now, and you're going to give me excuses. I said, I do not want to hear that. Otherwise, you should not have shown up. I said, because when we work together, I want all of you present. I want your energy. I want you to be here, ready to do the work that you are required to do. Otherwise, why come? Why waste our time, my time, your time? So the other thing I say to them is, if you're ever nervous, it's okay to have butterflies, just make them fly in formation. Or better yet, don't say I'm nervous, say I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited for this opportunity, whatever it is, whether they're speaking, presenting, whatever it is, the opportunities that we learn to dive into based on the words we say to ourselves. If the minute I say I'm tired, oh man, I'm gonna get down and
Yes.
I'm gonna feel good. And instead of saying, you know, I can use a pick me up. How about some breath work? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, let's do some of that. And it's the tiniest little things that we can do to evolve in a split moment to be better than we were 30 seconds ago, because of the words and the actions that we take in the moment. And I love
Absolutely.
that you brought that up as well.
Here's one thing, and I want to pull on the thread of what you said there. If you can, because you're like, well, I don't want this person to think, that I'm not able to do as much as I normally can. I want them to know why if I'm tired, right? A lot of the times we use those words because we're afraid of judgment, and it's almost like a CYA, right? So here's an easy way to think about, how do I know what my way of being is like? Well, number one, go take our quiz at unlocklimitlessyou.com
Oh, let me
/quiz.
put that up. I want everybody to, here it is. Everybody go take the quiz. It's
That will
right
help you
there.
understand your way of being with yourself and with others. In the interim, all you have to do is remember, no self-judgment or judgment. So no judgment, right? No fear unless you're in mortal danger, and no self-pity or self-victimization. No self-pity, no fear, no judgment. So like in Sifu's example, right? There was probably fear of judgment. What if I can't do this enough? Right? There was self-pity. Oh, I'm tired because of something outside of me. Right? And then there's judgment, right? You're already starting to judge yourself and you're worried about Sifu judging you. So if you can get rid of those three things, judgment, fear, and self-pity, heaven's here on earth, people. Like, start taking notice because you want to create it. And like Sifu said, the words are so important. So rather than doing the work, we say doing the exploration or doing the discovery, right? And Sifu's not like, if you're going to coach with Sifu, he's there for you, but it's for you. So you need to be for you, right? So think about the words you use. We do this thing, like I'll say, well, what does this word mean to you? A lot of the times people don't even know what the word means, or they didn't even realize they know what it means, but they didn't realize how it's been impacting them their whole life. So just get curious. Just get curious and start loving on yourself. And it's going to be like transformational in a heartbeat. It's fabulous.
It definitely is. I want to share something with you and everybody else. Take a look for a sec. Hi, I'm Sifu Rafael. What if I told you 90 days is all it takes to detox your body, clear your mind, and completely reset your life? Sifu's Mind Body Method is a complete system that blends movement, mindset, journaling, nutrition, hydration, and fasting into one powerful experience. This is your invitation to get stronger, clearer, and more in control from the inside out. Click the link and join Sifu's Mind Body Method today. Don't miss your chance to reset your life. That's it. Let's reset, people.
Absolutely.
And whether you do my method or not, I think that and I love the aspect of every day is a chance to fix the mistakes we had yesterday, to reset your mind, to reset your intentions, to reset you as a human being. I I love showers. I love cold. I'm a crazy cold shower person, but and people are like, you do that every day? And like, yeah, it's such a great reset because there's so much studies about the cold and the heat, and I do both, right? I do heat and cold because it helps us reset and realign both mentally and physically. Yvonne, I love the name of your company, Limitless, because we should live that way. We should live intentionally to not allow anyone or anything put limits on us as long as it's safe, right? Let's put that out there. You have to be safe in all things that you do in life. Talk to us about even why did you start that company? Your
Absolutely.
company?
So I worked for Accenture for 25 years. If you don't know, that's a business and IT strategy consulting company that it was like a tiny little company when I started. Not tiny, but it was a private company in 98 and it's grown exponentially. And I did that because I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Right? I know my mom said, "Go to business school because you gotta make money." So I went to business school, but then I interned at a bank, and back then, somebody had to die or retire to get a promotion, and it wasn't gonna be me. And I interned at a brokerage firm, and it was kinda just cutthroat sales, and you locked your door, and you didn't trust your neighbor. I'm like, "That's not me either." So I'm like, "Let me go
First
figure this
neighbor.
out." Right? And it was a beautiful experience. However, it was one that never, like, fulfilled me deeply. Like, I could explore and I could do different things, and I loved helping people. I loved creating solutions. I loved solving problems. Something was missing, and I kept searching for it, and luckily, I could move around and do different things because it's a consulting company, but something was missing, and it became, as you grow in the company, more about the bottom line and less
Mhm.
about the person and the people. and it wasn't for me. And I just kept feeling like if you're in a job and you feel like you're counting down the years until you can stop, or you feel like you're on a hamster wheel and like you don't wake up excited, right? People are like, that doesn't exist. I'm like, it actually does. You're like, oh my God, I got to go to work. And you're always complaining about work, or you're wishing for something else. I was always planning, like, what could I do someday after my kids went to college? Because I thought, well, I have to keep sacrificing until
Right.
nobody needs me anymore. There's always an
Oh,
excuse.
wait a minute, we all need you.
Well, now I believe it in a way that I didn't believe it before.
Ah.
I kept feeling more and more disconnected and more drawn. And then I went through a really rocky, turned unsafe marriage and then nasty divorce that it's 10 years later and I'm still dealing and coping. However, it woke me up. Like I had the perfect plan. I had the Facebook family. I had the house, the job, the career, the everything. But something was missing on the inside. And it took the universe continuing to hit me over the head. And one time it got really scary. And finally I woke up and realized, oh, as a perfectionist and a planner, right? And a semi-control freak, like I didn't have it all under control.
Right.
I couldn't plan it out. That's not my job to do it, but I didn't know that until that event. And then I found yoga and meditation and then manifesting. And then I took step by step by step, right? To start shifting towards what I wanted, what I desired versus what I thought I should do. Right. So I stopped shoulding all over myself.
Yes, please don't do that. It can be messy.
I said should. It's, we're keeping this PC.
But even when you should, sometimes it could get messy, right?
It gets really messy. It's a perfect analogy, right? In every way, shape, form. It took that for me to start taking steps. And then I found my partner at LimitlessYou, and he was changing his life and going through this hypnotherapy certification program. I always thought like, oh, I wanted to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I wanted to help people, but I looked at how long that would take to get the bills paid and the college and the everything. And I thought, oh, I can't do it. I had a limiting belief that you could only do it this one way. That's what I had been told, right? You can only really help people mentally if you go through this and you spend all this money, and here's how you do it.
Right.
So that's the first limiting belief, right? Like you might even know you have those limiting beliefs. So once I woke up, I'm like, oh, well, I can do that. And then I started putting my feet one foot in front of the other towards what I desired and wanted. And what I had been thinking about doing for 25 years,
Right.
I did in less than 6 months. Wow. So when I say it's possible, this isn't because I studied it in a book. This isn't because I went to school living outside of reality for 8 years. This is because I walk my talk. I did it. And now we have over 100 clients that are doing it in every facet of life. Whether it is you're changing a career, you're improving your relationship, you're finding your purpose, you're getting rid of depression, anxiety, physical ailments. They're all stuck there because you put them there. You've locked yourself in an emotional prison. It's not your fault. You didn't know you did it. Like I did it. I did the best I could with what I had when I was young. I didn't know I was in a prison. I thought I had a pretty good life. Until something knocked me over the head and said, wait a minute. You're not where you think you are. So I found that key, Sifu, and I unlocked myself. Wow. And now I know how to unlock myself, and I know how to stay unlocked and free and limitless. And that's why I created this company, because I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep growing. I tell people, like, we don't learn about mind, body, spirit. That's why I love your method. People compartmentalize, especially in Western civilization. We think about our mind, we think about our body, we think about all these things in compartments, but it's all intertwined. But nobody's taught us human being 101. Let alone 201 or 301 or 401. So start, whether you sign up with Sifu or you reach out to me and you want to learn more about your human being, start learning. Because that's what I did. And now I'm free. And now I'm powerful and I'm enabled. And that's why I started this company, because I'm like, I can't sit still and not share this. Not only is it my purpose, but it's such profound magic. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take a lifetime. People will spend years and sometimes never even achieve it in this lifetime to heal themselves, to release their suffering, to find their power in traditional therapy. And it's not the therapist's fault. They only know what they know,
Yeah.
right? Because they were restricted by school and what's, you know, gone through the red tape. So break out of limiting beliefs. Start, don't just believe what I say. Experiment, learn, see what works for you, right? Now with social media and everything, there's so many people out there talking at you. I'm not talking at you. I want to share what I've experienced, what my clients have experienced, and then I want to inspire you to move, to experiment, to try to get curious, to see what works for you, because you don't have to stay stuck and you don't have to stay limited.
Oof, that's powerful right there. Don't stay limited, people. I love how you even evaluate your own life on a regular basis. And we were talking earlier about how certain thing was not working for you, and you go, wait a minute, I'm in control here. I can take control of anything I do. And right there, that's letting go of that. Oh no, I have to do it this way. And that is a limiting belief when we are so capable of so much more. And sometimes it's because it's the norm, if you will, right? So
Yes.
many people are doing it this way. So maybe if it works for them, I have to do it too. But then all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, it no longer is working for me. Let me figure out what will work for me. And I think that's the beauty of what we're talking about today, that don't allow yourself to be part of the flock. Sometimes you gotta get away from that and be yourself, and be the most incredible human being that you
Yeah, because normal doesn't mean healthy, right?
are.
We grow up trying to be a part of the herd, or if we're trying to excel, we're trying to excel in a way somebody else has done it before, that somebody tells us that's how you do it. This is how you get to success. This is how you blah, 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 right?
Right.
And then you got like ADHD with all the different things you're trying, and you're not really experimenting or feeling in your mind, body, and spirit what is working and resonating with me. I have so many clients where they're like, I get it, Yvonne. I've read all the books, I've done all the things.
Mm,
I just can't embody it. I can't make it stick. Or, I try it and then it fades away. And the reason is because you haven't gotten to the root of it.
yeah.
You haven't gotten to the root of it. So
Mm,
no matter what you do, I want you to get to the root of it. There's a really cool free resource. If you go to unlocklimitlessyou.com/resources, I have a ton of free stuff there. One is called Getting to the Root of It. So I want you to really understand, why do you do what you do? Why do you want what you want?
mm,
We can dive deeper in our Limitless Life program, but you can get started on your own for free. I want you to get started. I want you to think about, well, why is this important to me? And really peel back the layers of the onion so that it's very clear to you what you're doing and why you're doing it. And then when you think about, well, if I love this or I want this so much, what's limiting me?
mm.
Get curious. 100% of the time, of all the clients that I've worked with, we've tied it back to something they didn't even know. Something doesn't even have to be big T trauma that happened to them in their life when they were young, right? People are like, oh, I don't have trauma. Well, you don't have to have trauma
Right.
if the way you think about it. Again, the words. If you didn't get every single thing that you needed as a child, right? Like you didn't have an adult you could go to and feel unconditionally loved or safe talking to, you have little T trauma, and no
Mm.
parent is perfect. So basically everybody does.
Yeah, exactly.
So the meaning you give the things, that's what's really keeping you stuck,
Mm.
right? That's what's really keeping you stuck. So no matter what it is, challenge, challenge, challenge. Why do you think it's not possible for you? Whether it's Sifu or me, pull up a friend that you believe is where you want to be. seems healthy. Say, this is why I think I can't do this. Have the conversation. Vulnerability is a superpower. Share. You're not alone,
Hmm.
and you don't have to do it on your own. Oh, that rhymes. I like that.
I love the onion thing, and here's the funny thing. You and I were talking about tears before, and before we got on live, and when you start peeling some of that onion of who you are, sometimes when you cut onions or you peel them, sometimes there's going to be tears, and it's just and it's okay to have them, right? And we were talking about that as well. It's okay to have those tears, and sometimes those are the ones that actually free you to understand your limitless. And yeah, peel the onion. Do yourself a favor, connect with Yvonne. Go to unlockinglimitlessyou.com/call. What does that mean, call? Tell us what that means.
So, whether I highly suggest you take our quiz or do some of our free resources, but
Mm,
unlock limitlessyou.com/call, you'll get some time with me. We'll talk about what you've discovered. We'll talk about what's holding you back, and I'll give you some advice and some different options. Whether it is we just have that call and I give you some things to think about, or I
mm,
give you some more free resources, or you want to do some self-paced, or you want to join our group coaching, or you want to do one-on-one with me and do a deep dive. I call it subconscious safari,
yeah.
because that's where the unlocking just gets fascinating and fast. Um,
Mm,
those are the things that we'll talk about on that call. Those are the things that we'll discuss. But I'll begin to help you see your problems are your subconscious mind's solution to something it fears is worse.
mm,
So if you're angry, you're just trying to protect yourself. If you're isolating yourself, or if you're staying small, like, your subconscious mind thinks, if I don't do these things, something worse is going to happen. And
mm,
once you see that, the unlocking happens, and it doesn't stop once. Like, Sifu, like you're talking about how I continue to see things. Like, I'll run into something and then I'll stop and I'll get curious. I'm like, huh, why does that trigger me? Or why do I feel that way? And then I'll be like, oh, well, that makes sense. And sometimes I think of new memories, even outside of hypnosis. So I'll chill, and people are like, hypnosis, I don't know about that. Think of it as deep guided meditation. That's what
mm.
we do to get to your subconscious, and I'll teach you how to do it yourself. So once you go through our program, you're going to be empowered with skills you never believed possible for yourself. It's
Wow.
exciting.
Wow, it is
I hope to get to talk to
extremely
you.
exciting. Oh my gosh. Yvonne, and I don't know. I don't know if the feeling is mutual, but I can talk to you for hours, my dear.
I love it. Yeah, there's so many things to talk about and share. Like, we're basically catching up for a lifetime
Mm,
of not knowing about mind, body, spirit, and realizing all the searching and all the chasing we've been doing. We had everything we need. We just needed to look inside.
yeah.
So there's lots, even though, like, this is we're human beings and we only take up so much physical space. We have an ocean, a whole, like, quantum field of possibilities inside of us.
Mhm.
And that's why we have so much to talk about.
Yeah, I love it. One of the aspects that I tell some of my clients is when they start saying, "Well, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why am I doing that?" And I go, "Change your frame of mind and say, what if? What if it does work? What if I get more clients? What if?" And instead of saying, I don't think I can, how would your life change if you opened up to being limitless, opened up to the possibility of greatness,
Yeah.
right? The world, they say it's your oyster. And if you don't eat oysters, there's other things you can have.
Yeah, no, I have a texture problem.
Yeah. So, but, you need to be open, and that's why I love the word yet, and I love the what if possibility that if I did it, the field of dreams is if I build it, they will come. But what if they don't? Or what if they more than you expected do come? So we need to live in the possibility of greatness.
Absolutely. And if you've dabbled into it, or if you haven't, like, don't think manifesting is woo woo. Think of it as like You choose your experience. And so what I would say is imagine not only what you want is possible, but to feel in all of your senses as if it is already true
Mm.
and to be grateful for it because gratitude tells your mind it's already done,
Ooh, yeah.
right? So go check out Neville Goddard. He knew about all this stuff way back when.
Right.
It's true. Think about what do I want? Imagine and feel as if it is already true. And then
Mm.
as he says, just say it is done. And see if you don't get chills. And then just keep doing that. Don't believe me. Experiment and see how your life begins to change. And then let's talk some more if you want to figure out how to become even more powerful. It's just inside you. I just got to unlock it.
That's it. I know we're wrapping up the show, and I think Yvonne and I are going to do a 24-hour show, I think, one day because we're going to go on and we're going to explore. It's such a great honor that you took the time to be here with us and to share your wisdom, your knowledge, and I'm going to call it faith, because when we have faith in ourselves, we have faith in the world, and we need more of that. So, Yvonne, what a pleasure, my dear.
It's
It
been a
is
blessing to be here
incredible
with
that
you.
you and I have connected and are now friends. Everybody, do me a favor. You have to connect with Yvonne. Go to unlockinglimitlessyou.com/call. Have a conversation with her. And go take the quiz, right? Let's put that up again. So take the quiz. It's super easy.
It's free. It's less than 5 minutes, 12 questions. Unlock limitlessyou.com/quiz. And then you're going to get tailored insight coming. Make sure we're not ending up in your promotions or junk. You'll get a series of emails after that goes through each of the 12 questions that helps give,
Mm.
even if you don't set up a call with me, I will give you the insight for you to start thinking about, how might I unlock myself in not only my personal life, but my professional life? What is my way of being? How can I love myself further so I
Mm.
can deeply connect with others? It's amazing. You're going to learn so much. I'm so excited to see what you become, more of your
Oh, yeah.
authentic self.
Oh, yeah. In wrapping it up, I just want to let you know, in the facility I'm at, we have a metal roof, and it's pouring. And I love when the rain, it's hard rain, it's hitting the roof because it's so calming. But yet, so many people fear that which is beautiful, which is rain, which is water. And let's not fear the beauty that's around us. Let's actually hold on to it. And
Love.
water, come on, you have to drink some today too.
I love that.
Yvonne, thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, we're going to say goodbye, but do me a huge favor. Share some love with Yvonne. Let her know that you value the tips that she gave us today, and become limitless. Yvonne, hang out for 2 minutes. Everybody else, have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.